Anyone that's familiar with RuneScape knows exactly what the players here are capable of when the game makers do something to upset them. When you have a living MMO that updates will forever affect, and players that have invested thousands of hours into their accounts, the result of one of these bad decisions can send the entire community down your throat. Throughout RuneScape's history, there has been a total of 11 notable riots. Some accomplished their goal while others were a major flop. So what caused each of these riots? What was the result? And how did players come together? Well, by the end of this mini-series, you will completely understand the history of riots in RuneScape. I've split them into two separate eras. The first 5 I'll talk about are the most notable classic riots. These occurred before social media was used as a voice for players to influence Jagex decisions. Because of their age, little footage exists of them, but since RuneScape was solely used as the gathering ground for these protests, they were some of the most attended and epic riots to have ever occurred. The next 6 protests I'll cover are the most notable modern riots. These are well documented, and each was fueled by an update or situation so bad that player sentiment spilled off of Reddit and into the game. Each of these riots helped shape RuneScape, sometimes for the better and sometimes for the worse. That said, we're going to start at the beginning, where all of this history started, on December 6th, 2006. But first, one thing you don't want to become history is your hair, and thanks to today's sponsor, Keeps, it doesn't have to be. Check it out, 2 in 3 guys will go from this to this by the age of 35. That's male pattern baldness, and the best way to prevent it is to do something about it while you still have hair. Prevention treatments are the secret, but the problem is that they take 4 to 6 months to typically start working, and you could lose your hair in 4 to 6 months. That's why it's important to start using Keeps sooner than later. Now, there's only 2 hair loss products approved by the FDA. You may have tried one before, but definitely not at the price Keeps is offering it. They're essentially offering a brand name product at a generic version price. You get all the benefits of great customer service at a no-frills discount. They're able to do this because their customer base is massive. Thousands of men trust Keeps to keep their luscious locks luscious. So if you're ready to take action and prevent hair loss, go to keeps.com/crumb or click the link in the description to receive 50% off your first order. That's keeps.com/crumb. A big thank you to Keeps for sponsoring this video. So, December 6th, 2006. A very special player known as Rob2Kill attempted to do something that had never been done before. That is, he organized what is now known as the Clan Support Rally. As the leader of Corruption, RuneScape's top free-to-play PKing clan back in 2006, he held huge influence over the PKing community. He wanted Jagex to provide quality of life features around clans. At this time, clans existed on third-party websites. There was no in-game clan chat. To be in a clan was to have all of your clan members added to your friends list, and you couldn't communicate with them unless you were all in the same area. And so Rob, through a series of forum postings, influenced his clan to start a rally for better clan support that would take place on World 93 in Draenor Village. It worked. On that 6th day of December, tons of Corruption clan members showed up. From the little footage we have, we can see them saying that 6 years without these updates is enough, and if they don't come, they will quit the game. But at the same time that this rally was truly turning into a riot, 2 other events were brewing in the background. Reign of Terror, a clan that you have all probably heard of now, was just budding at this time. They had a revolutionary idea to be a no-honor clan, and so when they heard that Corruption was planning on hosting an event that would do good for the game, they decided they would be malicious by crashing the event. Sure enough, they arrived at the event shortly after Corruption, and you can see them fighting in the video. Check it out. Here's Corruption asking Rot if they are scared, and you can see just how many Rot members showed up to this event because they're all wearing pink outfits. They're all spamming anti-crash this, along with spam clicking on their toy horse, which is also putting another chat message above their head without them having to type it. Their only goal here was to create chaos and beef with Corruption. This truly drove it to a point of toxicity. Furthermore, you had groups with opposing ideas. This is a theme that will re-emerge in later riots. The second event that was unfolding in the background is that a few player moderators who were involved in the riot decided to leak that Mod Hume was hosting a player moderator meeting on World 96 at Port Sarim. They saw this as a great opportunity to get their message of clan support heard. We can see them on World 101 where the riot was taking place, encouraging players to hop worlds so they can crash the secret meeting. Now, as players hopped, they started swarming to Port Sarim. This was a public area, long before the days where Jagex had a special room that only player moderators could access. Some say that this special room was created as a direct result of this event. Regardless, their plan worked. Upon arrival, it was chaotic. They were spamming for clan support. Player moderators were wondering which one of them leaked that they were here. Perceptive though, check it out. Ripley is spamming "We support clan support," and Puke Peak Hair catches on saying only one mod is yelling for clan support. Hint. Now, Mod Hume is completely overwhelmed. Among many moderators trying to shush the crowd, he says, "How do you expect to get a valid point across with all of the spamming?" It got so bad that the protesters were demanding Andrew Gower logged in and heard what they had to say. Mod Hume said that it wasn't possible. Andrew Gower was in bed and he wasn't coming, but he did recruit help. It was at this point that Mod James H also logged in on top of Mod Hume to help control the situation. Mod Hume went on to write, "I'm not having anyone's babies. If you stop spamming, I'll listen." He gives the rioters 10 minutes to calm down. Then he comes up with a plan, saying you clearly need to voice your opinions in a more constructive way. Appoint a group speaker for a start. It's at this point that the Corruption Clan members started spamming for the appointed speaker to be Rob to kill. But the Rot members started spamming for their leader, Titus, to also be the appointed speaker. Rot was now trying to hijack the clan support rally, but out of some good intuition or maybe some good information, Mod Hume decided that he wanted to speak with Rob. But the rioters were not calming down. They were still spamming, and so Hume had to do something so he could actually hear what Rob had to say. Unfortunately, the video doesn't cover much of this, but Mod Hume and Rob start to have some dialogue. It's clear Mod Hume was having a hard time picking out what Rob was writing in chat, and so in an effort to disperse the riot, he decides to spawn random events for everybody. Check it out, he writes in chat to Rob, "Let the random subside." This is because in 2006, if you didn't interact with a random event, it would teleport you to a random location, and in such a closed off area with so many people, it was nearly impossible to pick out which random event was for you, and so many of the players got teleported away after Mod Hume spawned these random events. Luckily for us, the person recording this footage managed to dodge the random event, and after they were all over, we see that the area had significantly less people and nobody was spamming. We also get the only bit of footage we have of Rob actually talking to Hume. Here he is saying that we need to make the friends list bigger. Remember, clans back then were adding all of their clan members to their friends list. It would get full pretty fast. Now unfortunately, this is all the dialogue we actually have from their conversation. It wasn't soon after that Mod Hume was writing in chat, "Take care guys and gals and randoms. A little planning goes a long way," and then he logs out. Now, like riots that will come in the future, this wasn't the only location that people were protesting at. We also have footage that shows some of them spread to World 96 at Edgeville. Gert Jars was even in attendance. I wonder how many of you recognize that name. He was very famous back in the day. Overall, this riot was an immediate success. Because Corruption got their points heard by a JMod, it established the precedent for future riots, that if players banded together and protest, Jagex would listen to them. Now, it's not clear if any real change was incited from this incident. Actually, I can't find any proof saying that they made any changes because of it, but there is a common misconception that the clan chat system was introduced because of this clan support rally. This isn't true. In the footage of the riot taking place at Edgeville, we can see that this player is using a client known as SwiftSwitch. You can see it has a built-in IRC chat. According to Jagex, the clan chat system was implemented because they had many problems with that, but that wouldn't be revealed until the Rule 7 riot, which is the next one we'll cover in this series. But perhaps the clan support rally did hold some influence in persuading Jagex to make that change. Perhaps some of you even have personal experience. You were there and you remember what was being asked for besides a longer friends list. I'd really love to hear about that. Whatever way you throw it, this was truly an epic start to riots in RuneScape, and we've got a lot more to talk about. So if you've enjoyed the first part of this mini-series, consider subscribing so you don't miss the next one. I'll be uploading 4 or 5 videos covering the entirety of RuneScape's 11 most notable riots. And if you're watching this long in the future, there's a link in the description to the playlist containing all of them. I'll catch you guys in the next one.